Saving money on a low income feels almost offensive. Because when someone says, just save more, what you hear is, with what? If you're earning just enough to survive, rent, food, transport, bills, saving can feel like trying to squeeze water from stone. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't fail to save because they earn too little. They fail because they don't control the small, invisible forces draining what little they do have. This video is not about extreme frugality. It's not about cutting every joy. And it's not about pretending income doesn't matter. It does. But if your income is low in 2026, you don't need inspiration. You need leverage. Let's talk about how to create it. Stop thinking in percentages. Most financial advice says, save 20% of your income. That sounds clean. But if you make $2,000 a month, 20% is $400. That might be impossible. So instead of percentages, think in survival margins. Ask yourself, how do I create $50 of breathing room? Not $500, just $50. Because savings at low income isn't about ratio. It's about margin, and margin creates stability. Stability creates options. Options increase income over time. But first, margin. Track only what matters. If you're overwhelmed, don't track everything. Track only 3 categories for 30 days. Housing, food, everything else. That's it. Not 20 categories. Not spreadsheets that stress you out, just clarity. Because when income is tight, clarity is power. Most people on low income don't overspend wildly. They leak subscriptions, convenience fees, delivery upgrades, impulse small purchases. And leaks feel harmless until they remove your margin. Your first job isn't to cut deeply. It's to see clearly. Attack the invisible costs in 2026. The biggest threat to low-income savings isn't luxury. It's automation, auto renewals, auto upgrades, buy now pay later, app subscriptions that feel like utilities. Companies design spending to feel small, but small plus automatic plus recurring equals permanent. Cancel ruthlessly. If you haven't used it in 30 days, cut it. You can always add it back. But right now, your priority isn't comfort. It's stability. And stability begins with fewer recurring commitments. Shrink your baseline. This is the hardest part. Your lifestyle has a baseline. What feels normal? If takeout twice a week feels normal, that's baseline. If rideshare instead of bus feels normal, that's baseline. Saving fast on a low income requires temporarily shrinking your baseline. Not forever, but long enough to build a buffer. Because without a buffer, every emergency becomes debt. And debt on low income is a trap. Shrink the baseline for 90 days. Cook more, delay upgrades, pause non-essential spending. Not as punishment. As protection. Use the 72-hour rule. When money is tight, emotional purchases hurt more, so introduce friction. Any non-essential purchase over $25? Wait 72 hours. If you still want it after 3 days, and it fits your plan, buy it. But most urges don't survive friction. And friction protects low income more than high income. Because you don't have room for recovery. Separate need relief from need escape. Low income is exhausting, and spending often becomes relief. Comfort food, streaming, impulse treats, small upgrades. You're not weak. You're tired, but relief that costs money reduces future relief. Instead, build free decompression, walks, library access, free courses, time without stimulation. Your nervous system doesn't require spending. It requires space. And space is cheaper than escape. Increase income strategically, not emotionally. When income is low, everyone says, just earn more. But chasing random side hustles burns energy. Instead ask, what skill increases my hourly rate? Not, how do I work more hours? But, how do I make each hour worth more? In 2026, leverage looks like digital skills, communication skills, AI literacy, trade certifications, freelance microservices. Even a $2 hour increase changes everything. Because when income rises slightly and spending baseline stays controlled, savings accelerate. Build a 30-day emergency target. Don't aim for $10,000. Aim for 30 days of survival. Rent, food, utilities. Calculate that number. Now divide it by 3 months. That's your 90-day mission. Saving fast on low income means focus. Laser focus. Because once you have 30 days of safety, stress drops. And when stress drops, decisions improve. Stop financing your identity. Low income doesn't mean low worth. But many people subconsciously try to look stable. New phone, branded clothing, upgraded lifestyle. You don't need to look successful. You need to become stable. Identity financed by debt creates anxiety. Identity built quietly creates confidence. You don't owe anyone proof. You owe yourself security. If you can save $25 automatically each month, do it. Small automation beats large intention. When savings is manual, it depends on willpower. When it's automatic, it depends on system. Low income demands systems because you don't have excess energy. You cannot save aggressively and live comfortably on a very low income at the same time. There will be trade-offs, temporary discomfort, awkward choices, social decline. But discomfort with direction is better than comfort with fragility. Saving fast is a season, not a life sentence. Saving on low income isn't about math. It's about power. When you have zero savings, every problem owns you. When you have 1 month saved, you regain negotiation power. You can leave bad jobs, decline bad offers, handle emergencies calmly. Savings equals leverage, and leverage changes your future. If you're earning less than you want in 2026, don't feel ashamed, but don't feel helpless either. You may not control the economy, but you control your baseline, your recurring commitments, your friction, your awareness, your skill growth. Start small, create margin, build a buffer, increase leverage. Repeat. Saving money fast on a low income isn't about being extreme. It's about being intentional when you don't have room for mistakes. Save intentionally. Build stability. Repeat consistently. If this helped, subscribe for practical strategies on saving, building, and creating real financial control. Because income may be limited, but discipline compounds, and systems change outcomes.